Hi, and welcome back to the second half of Friday's channeling. Friday, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
awesome. God, it's shifting for me. Things are changing. I love it. Very exciting. Very exciting. Hi, baby. And greetings once again to the collective. We would like to ask you, the entities that are present, and in this now, is there any questions you may have that you wish clarity on? We kind of want to offer a new modality, a new idea to the viewers out there as well. Is there's a connection that Roxanne, let's say, has become aware of, that it is just simply right there all the time. And that connection is with all of you. So if you have any questions, any ideas, instantly I will let you know. So out there in La La Land, if you have any ideas you want to ask, email, you want to comment, comment away, ask the questions, connections. Simplicity. Oh yes, very easy. No reason to think beyond it. What does it mean? Get the answer, take it, and go. So once again, is there anyone in the room in that idea aspect, if you will? Oh yes, most certainly just a thought. Anything you have inquisitions about? We will ask that now. Guru?
Not right this second.
Wonderful. That of Rita?
Okay, this is just kind of I think that a lot of people out there are thinking that this process and this kind of growth and expansion has to be difficult.
Yes.
And so what could you say about how to let it be easy?
Wonderful question. We'll give you this idea. Remember, every single definition of what things are, once you attach to it, conditions your reality. So when you think you are ascending, think about this now, relax. When you think you are ascending, you are confining yourself to the definition of ascending. So therefore, in that idea, aren't there limitations within the context of the idea, the definition of ascending? Therefore, when it doesn't become apparent to you what you are doing in ascension, because it's not coming in an expected way of the definition context in and of itself, then that makes it difficult. Because what you do is you are in conflict in your mind, in time, on what it's supposed to be. When I think of everything in the moment, I don't think of anything in the moment. Make sense?
Yeah.
So we'll give you this idea. When you define yourself as an I am, it is only within your limitations of that workable idea, we'll say with our friend Seth, workable framework, that you will only perceive anything, period. As let's say Ocyphius channeled many nows ago, the mind cannot go beyond itself until you allow the mind to go beyond itself. But once you confine yourself to a definition of what anything means in the moment, in time, because you are thinking in the moment of that, therefore time is in play, then you will remain within that framework. When you let go and come back to the now only draws up the fears of the limitation for you to choose to accept or not, let's say, let go of. So I want to ascend. Since I Roxanne says, I want to ascend, then she is confined within the limitations of ascending according to what she perceives, defines as ascension. You want to ascend? Yes. What does that mean? There's your limitation. There's your conflict. There is your difficulty. Because you're searching within yourself of past, knowledgeable, accepted realities of truth to define what ascension is. It is a process most certainly to let go of the future. It is a process to trust only the now, to never look beyond the moment of clarity into the moment of distortion. We know that's a trick, a paradox, if you will. But within that, let's say, peaceful moment of now, with repetition of practicum, little tiny bits at a time, there's no failure here. There's no speeding it up or slowing it down. In those little tiny practicums, repetitions we'll call them because that's okay, on practicing being now, the now becomes larger and less time is now noticeable because you are now in longer periods of time. You don't focus anywhere except what's around you. Now, in the idea of what things mean in the now, puts you as well in time. But that's a little different because you're not trying to uncreate a future of fear by focusing on it in time. But what you are doing is focusing on ideas. When you put in that focus of, let's say, what is this thought I'm having? You are in time, yes, but not in the same context of creating the future, the past, into the future. You can let that go. There's two ideas we're working with here. So in the one idea, pardon me, when you are playing in the field of thought, of dreams, of what does this idea mean to me, you are spending time thinking about it. But it's truly now, so don't worry about that. Stand by. Roxy has to cough. Thank you. You're welcome. All right. Now, in that idea, when you are playing within the field, the definition changes because it takes it away from time and conflict and time, and it puts a new spin on it of what does this mean? This is you trying to figure things out in time. That now you can let go of as well. The two aspects we're talking about here is one, creating the future from fear. I need to do this so I can be this, or I can have that, or I want to experience that. Remember, don't think for 1 second your thoughts, even though you're consciously not aware of them, is creating your future of vast, wonderful worlds to play in. It is only when you condition those ideas out of fear to create solitude of sanctuaries, of mediocrity, ideas of security, that distorts your present now into the future. That's one idea. The other idea is when you are creating your futures, your dreams, and then you are thinking, what does this mean? Why did I get this in my reality? I don't like this. I don't deserve this. It is all you playing out your quasi-template ideas of unpredictability. In that idea over here, then you are taking time on trying to figure out what it means. This in and of itself is the next idea, rather, to let go of and allow it. If you can truly watch your life in observation and watch these emotions come up, these ideas of want and need for security, for knowledge, to have a next stepping stone, a solid grip on that mountaintop you're climbing, a good handhold. This is your trust to say, hey, you can let go of that handhold, because the handhold is an illusion too. Because you are just the simple perfection of thought. This is all a dream. So when you're looking at any meaning behind something, the great concordance of allowing now is in play. So allow that to, let's say, unfold by sitting back and watching the movie of your life, and you are the light projecting it. And know that you are the light projecting, and the conflict ceases, because there's no meaning of accomplishment, of task-oriented ideas of separation and continuation. Just be that moment. Allow that moment. And the moments become longer and longer and longer in the now. You literally stand in a moment and look at 10,000 probabilities, and it takes no time. And your highest probability is given as an offering with no effort to experience, and then the realization of the next moment is now present, saying, now I have moved in time, which you will do down here, and that's okay. But we want you to see in the moment how a moment in your, let's say, relative terms turns into 1,000,000 years. Instantly. It is only when you focus upon the next moment without this moment as your highest, let's say, joy, is when things slow down and time is perceived. You literally do not need to create time in the moment anymore. You think you do, that's a conditioning. You feel you must, that's a conditioning. This is mastery work you are now playing within the field of. All based on the foundation of trust. Once again, as our good friend, that of Bashar, has said, you are 100% trusting with your vibrational sense, always 100% in your 360 degree circumference bubble. Trust is always out there. It never ceases, it never diminishes. It is only in your focused moment how thick or thin or absent the filter of belief is. So I'll give you an idea. There is no filter that you are on planet Earth at this time. There is no filter that their sky is blue. There is no filter that the trees grow up. There is no filter that the sun rises and sets. You automatically trust that. Don't think for 1 second the sun is always there. Oh no. Don't think that anything in your perceivable reality is there in time. It's always in the moment of creation, in the apparency of that experience. So in that idea, when you look at your reality, what is there in consistency with no question or no doubt is the absence of the filter. Now, we'll give you a little bit thicker of a filter of belief that your trust is always 100% pushing through. Let's say we're searching for a good, there we go. Let's say airplanes fly. You know your airplanes fly, but it's a little bit thicker because you also know airplanes crash. There's a chance in there. Therefore, your filter is a little thicker on a probability of the airplane not working anymore, therefore crashing to your ground. If you had no filter, no plane would ever crash. Because planes only fly and land perfectly each and every time. But since in your past you have seen the, let's say, process of being able to fly, bringing forth the memory of a plane crash, of planes not working, engine failures. You brought those nows of that experience into this now and maintained a thicker filter of flying in an aircraft with the probability of that accident happening because of your memory bringing forth the past to the now, keeping that filter a little thicker. You have no filter of gravity. Once again, it is absent. So let's add a thicker filter. Am I God? If there was no filter, you would be all that is right now, only knowing what you are and creating perfectly as you choose with no time, just the isness of all. Perfection. But since the idea of you are an individual singularity of all that is placed in front of your eyes, your reality framework, at a thickness level. Each and every one of you have a different thickness of that filter that is always birthed with your trust. You need not work on trust. It is the filter of belief that says, I am God. That's it. So whenever you feel the filter feeding back at you, know that's the depth of the filter, not your trust. You always are trusting 100%. It is what you're filtering it through. Many of you are very skilled at some of your ideas of labor, career, artistic values. You have no filter, you just do. The, let's say, young prodigy on the piano players, those 9 and 8 and 3 years old that are popping up all over the world, have no filter. They just create because they have no filter taught by a belief system of separation on the modality on how it is to play the piano. How can you have only one Beethoven? Did you think there were more? Of course. And now you have 100 on earth easily. 1,000 composers easily. But it's only according to that individual's filter of that thrusting idea to experience that inhibits to a certain point of understanding. So when you take your filters away, diminish them with your consistency on experiencing, validating that that reality is true, that filter lessens until it becomes that of wisdom, a perfect knowing. And in that perfection of knowing, there's no doubt, no time, only the perfection once again of your creation. To experience in this as you journeying yourself closer to the I am that you have always been. In other words, lightening up, shining your bright light that much more because you have let go and absolved a filter. Therefore, you shine brighter. Remember, your filters keep you dim. You might be bright over here, but you're very dim over here. Maybe it's this deserving dogma of a ritual through the religion you were taught of this self-deserving. I don't deserve God's love. That filter might be the thickest one. So over here you're having a grand time, but then you, your higher self, says, hey, let's pay attention. We're a little dark over here. I'm going to give you, me, a reality of an obstruction within you that maybe you should entertain. That filter comes in, it's very thick, and it causes a resistance because your trust is pushing through it, but you feel the vibration coming back at you, going, damn, I don't deserve God's love. But God is unconditional, and that is a filter of belief. Once again, as Ocyphius always says, rejoice in the moment of exposure of a thick filter, offering you a moment to enhance that filter with your love instead of fear, its vibration, by accepting it as a negative, instead now looking at it as a positive, thinning that veil. And then that veil becomes absent, and you shine brighter. Remember, you are always the perfect eternal light, beaming out to all that is. That perfect light is you, covered by your belief systems. So remember, if my dogma is that of self-love, self-deserving, doesn't mean that your entity sitting across from you is on the same wavelength with that same filter. So please don't harbor them because you got it and they don't. When you do that, you enhance that filter that they are trying to shine their light through to see. So this is the idea of allowing and just offering love. Because when you do that, that gives them the remembrance of their light, their trust, their solitude, their I am, their podium, to continue to attack in that idea, that filter of illusion, to deconstruct it and allow more of that perfect entity to become more perfect. I know that was a little rambling, but the idea, you can see how you do that with time in both aspects, and it's all created of your depth of each filter you're now focusing to receive the reality. You're shifting your filters, shifting your earths all the time, giving yourself a multitudinous of experience to expose the depth of each filter that seeks you out so you can find what is in you that no longer serves you through that definition. Excellent. Oh, very good. That was Roxy. She loved it. So, is there anything else we can do for you today?
No.
Man of Angel?
I think I'm okay.
You think?
Yeah.
We're at 22 minutes.
22 minutes, W Fresh. Very good. Excellent. So what we shall do is depart, most certainly, and we will reconvene in that time of your next Wednesday. Once again, this is the great idea, and we will give you this, of the Oversoul Collective Fire speaking as one in this now. Till our next moment of interaction, oh, rejoice in the now, and we bid you Adonai, which means my Lord. God, I love her.
10 seconds.
Love you guys.